Turning back to the Biden-McCarthy debt ceiling bill that is headed to the Senate after passing the House last night on a bipartisan basis. The final House vote was 314 to 117, with members from centrist groups like the House Problem Solvers Caucus, the Republican Governance Group, and the new Democrat coalition providing the critical votes needed for the bill to pass. Joining us now, Republican Congressman Mike Lawler of New York. Congressman, thank you for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate it. You were one of the yes, it's good to have you. You were one of the yes votes. What brought you to yes?
Well, as I said on your program and throughout this entire debate, for me, there were three critical components. The president and the speaker needed to negotiate. We needed to cut spending, and we could not default. Default was never an option. The speaker and the president over the last 2 weeks negotiated a deal. I think it's a good deal on behalf of the American people. It starts to bend the curve in Washington. We cannot continue to borrow and print new money at these levels. And so we start to change that. Non-defense and non-veteran spending is below fiscal year 2022 levels. We cap spending going forward at 1% growth over the next 6 years, saving American taxpayers $2.1 trillion. And at the end of the day, we're in a divided government. You need to find compromise. You mentioned the problem solvers. I am part of that conference, as well as RG2 and Republican Main Street. And the objective for all of us was to find compromise and meet the standards and objectives that we were hoping to do. And that's what we did. We bent the curve here. A lot of work to do. Is it a perfect deal? No, it never is. But that's part of governing, and that's part of being an adult. You don't always get what you want.
So, Congressman, on that score of being an adult and not getting everything that you always wanted, in the problem solvers, there's a problem within, it would appear, within a specific percentage of members of your party in the House of Representatives. And they were quite vocal in their antipathy towards this deal. And I assume they're not going away. How is that going to work out going forward on the floor of the House for you and your party?
Well, look, I think there was a certain segment of those folks that were never going to vote for any deal, no matter what it was. And that's fine. That's their prerogative. That's their position. For me and many of my colleagues, obviously the vast majority of us, we were never going to allow a default. And so, I think at the end of the day, you always have this give and take. We saw at the beginning of the year during the speaker vote, it was contentious. And over the last, 5+ months, we've been able to move our agenda through the floor. I think the speaker has been severely underestimated time and again. I think he has handled this masterfully. And I think, we will move forward as a conference and as a House. You need to find compromise. I remind everybody, Democrats control the Senate and the White House. And so anything that's going to be enacted into law is going to need to have bipartisan support. And that's how we're going to continue forward. The House Republican majority has been working through our commitment to America, our agenda. And we will continue to do that. But the debt ceiling was a critical hurdle. And I remind everybody, Chuck Schumer had a strategy. And the strategy was, don't do anything. House Republicans can't pass anything. We'll get a clean debt ceiling. That failed miserably. And so I just caution everybody, at the end of the day, there's always going to be tiffs, but you work through it and you move forward and live to fight another day.
Congressman, good morning. You make what should be an obvious but an important point, which is this is what happens in a negotiation. This is what adults do. To make a deal, you give up some stuff, you get some stuff, and that's what happened here. Some of your colleagues, though, as you referenced there, Congressman Ken Buck, your colleague from Colorado, came out saying Speaker McCarthy, his word, not mine, is a eunuch here, and that he probably will not be long for his job. He said his phones are ringing off the hook with angry constituents about this deal. Do you believe that Speaker McCarthy actually is in any danger, or is that just a tiny sliver of your caucus making noise?
No, I don't. Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion on this, and emotions can run high in the heat of the moment. But I think the conference, by and large, is unified behind the speaker. And again, we have been able to pass a lot of bills, a lot more than probably many people anticipated after that speaker vote. But the reality is, we are moving forward. We passed the bill yesterday, and think back. Can anybody remember how people voted on previous debt ceiling deals? Probably not. And so at the end of the day, we had a job to do. We did it. We're moving forward. And now through the appropriations process, House Republicans will have further opportunity to look at the spending of this administration and continue to bend the curve. And, I just remind my colleagues, if you remove the speaker, you grind everything to a halt. So the objective here is to advance the work of the American people and not our own self-interest.
You guys got the job done. We'll see now if the Senate can move quickly as well. Republican Congressman Mike Lawler of New York. Congressman, thanks so much as always for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.